Excellent, excellent, excellent. So here we are present to continue doing this great presentation on the Círculo de Hombres, Noble Men with Word, Palabra, Part 1. So let's breathe in. And breathe out. One more time. Breathe in. And breathe out. One more time. Breathe in. Breathe in. Excellent. So we are going to cover this topic on Noble Men with Word, Palabra, Part 1. So let's see. We are going to review the goals and objectives. What is the goal for this teaching? What is the purpose? What is the good intention for this teaching? The goal is to continue honoring a life free of violence. That's our continual goal. This teaching covers an introduction to the Palabra and what it means for noble men truly to honor their Palabra, their word. In this lesson, teaching, we are defining the principle of Palabra and the first principle of what it means to be a noble man based on Ricardo Carrillo and Tello, founders of the Círculo de Hombres con Palabra. Now, Círculo de Hombres con Palabra, Ricardo Carrillo and Tello, back in November 1988, they decided to come together as men, and they invited other men to join them in a retiro, like a retreat. Well, it's a retreat, but only for men, in Jalón, California. I believe there is a mission. And 19 men gathered. And as they were gathered and they were questioning, like saying, what are we going to do? Just by ourselves in a retiro, for days. That'll be terrible, no drinking, no alcohol, no party, no dancing. Plus, if someone comes from another barrio, from another place, we are going to start fighting. So that's what Jerry Tello explains, how they were kind of questioning, coming together as men. I mean, what is the purpose of, gathering as men without having a party, without, alcohol, without, doing those things? But Jerry Tello and Ricardo Carrillo said, let's just gather and let the great spirit, the great universe, the higher power to guide us. And let's see what happens. And, those 19 men processing the first Círculo de Hombres back then developed 7 principles of what it really means to be a man. To be a man of your word. Ser un hombre noble con tu palabra. And they came up with those 7 principles and many other teachings. Then they developed the National Compadres Network. You can get to the internet and just Google National Compadres Network. And so they gather, and the Círculo de Hombres has been growing, has been gathering, not only in LA area, but also in other counties. Rio Counseling, we do the healing circles, and we practice these 7 principles. We practice the Palabra. We practice the Palabra. Let's see. So then 19 men gather back then with the intention to be present, with the intention to allow, the good intention and the great spirit to process and to discover and rediscover who they really were within themselves, within their hearts, within their unique experience. So one of the principles within the healing circles, as we gather, the very first thing we do is the Palabra. The Palabra is going around. There is a video that I believe, some of you already watched about the Palabra and the talking stick. The Palabra means, when you have the talking stick in the Círculo de Hombres, and you say Palabra, word, Tlatoli, you are about to speak from the bottom of your heart. You are about to speak la verdad desde el fondo de tu corazón. You express your thoughts, your feelings, and your experience being in that Círculo de Hombres. Because every single círculo is different. Every single círculo, provides a unique and genuine experience to every single member. So when we say Palabra, word, Tlatoli, then you start sharing your intentions. Number 1, you start sharing your intention. Of course, you say your name. Jerry talks about being in that first circle and say, tell me who you are. Tell me your name. Tell us your name. Tell us who you are. Tell us where you come from. Who are your parents? Who are your brothers? Who are your sisters? What are your cargas? Okay, so number one is palabra. I'm about to speak from the bottom of my heart. I'm about to say my intention. This is what I'm doing today. This is the reason that I come to this círculo. This is my intention. And then offering. You know, your time is valuable. Your time is very valuable. Who do you offer this gathering for? How do you value your sacred time? Some people say in the círculo, you know, I offer this time and this gathering for my family, for my children, for my people, for all of you being here present, for us to continue healing. Intention, right? Intention. So that's number one, palabra. Number two, intention. And number three, offering. Who do you offer this great and valuable time for? And then regalos. That's another principle within the Círculo de Hombres. Regalos. Regalos are great news. How great you are doing. How wonderful and excellent you are doing with your progress. Hombres nobles within the círculo share their regalos, gifts, well-being. That's right. Keep in mind that the drum represents the heart of the earth, Mother Earth, and every sound vibrates and synchronizes with your heart, with your blood pressure, toward improving your personal balance and healing. Oh yeah. Wonderful. Excellent. So then regalos, right? But also, you know, hombres nobles in the círculo also share their cargas. Cargas are struggles, difficulties, things hombres nobles have gone through. Is not always, you know, yeah, great, excellent. You know, we have cargas, we have baggage, we have struggles. And, you know, sharing your struggles within the Círculo de Hombres is valuable. Is very valuable. So, once again, you know, for our learning lesson today, so far we have discussed the significance of palabra, word, tlatoli. Number two, intention. What is your intention coming to the círculo? Number three, offering. Who do you offer for this valuable time that you will be spending in the círculo? Because your time is sacred. And number four, your regalos. Great news, progress. And number 5, your cargas, your struggles. Now, so I hope you are taking notes. Now, within the Círculo de Hombres, within the healing circles, we do 4 things. Number 1, we listen to each other. We just listen to each other. We pay attention. And number 2, we show respect. Because when someone is doing the palabra, we show deep respect for the noble man who is expressing his intentions, his cargas, his struggles, his offerings. And number 3, as the one who has the palabra is expressing his thoughts and feelings and experience, number 3, we do our very best to understand what he's going through. So number 1, we listen. Number 2, we show respect. And number 3, we try our best to understand what that person, that man, ese hombre who is doing the palabra is going through. And number 4, we create a safe space in which everybody feels accepted. It's un lugar de confianza, as Carrillo says. Ricardo Carrillo says, there is un propósito, there is a purpose within our healing circles, Círculo de Hombres. And we create un lugar de confianza, a safe space of trust, where we accept each other. Okay, now, so let me share with you the 7 principles of what a noble man is. A noble man is a man of his word. Okay, that's number 1. A noble man is a man of his word. And, doing our sessions, our círculos previously, we ask everybody, what does noble man, a noble man is a man of his word mean? And we came to the experience that always speaking truth from your heart with honesty and integrity. A man of his word. And number 2, a noble man has a sense of responsibility for his own well-being and that of others in his circle. Once again, a noble man has a sense of responsibility for his own well-being and that of others in his circle. Responsible for your actions, honoring your priorities, and always creating a safe family environment. Moreover, you continue improving to acknowledge and to admit your wrongdoings, evidenced by being accountable for your actions. Number 3, a noble man rejects any form of abuse. No more domestic violence, no more physical, no more emotional, no more mental, no more psychological, no more spiritual, no more social abuse of domestic violence. No violence toward, himself, no violence toward other people, no violence toward our partners and children. So you as a noble man live and honor a life free of violence. You as well treat yourself, your family, and others with respect. And I believe this is the next one. A noble man takes time to reflect. A noble man takes time to pray and include ceremony in his life. The invitation is for you to practice meditation, to reflect, and to improve your spiritual balance. Now, there is a video that I discuss spiritual balance. Has nothing to do with religion, has nothing to do with a systematic, way of believing and being told what to believe. So spiritual balance in this case has to do with reconnecting with your heart, with your mind, with your spirit, with your whole self. Through meditation, through reflection, going to the mountains, listening to the ocean, listening to the river, listening to the birds, contemplating the trees and Mother Nature. Sequoia Park, Yosemite, those are great healing places, sacred places to do meditation and reflection. In fact, most of these pictures that I'm showing here, those are from Yosemite and Sequoia Park. Wonderful sacred place to restore yourself, your mind, your body, your spirit, everything. Doing breathing exercises, breathing in and out, and reconnecting with Mother Nature. Okay. So a noble man is sensitive and understanding, being a good listener, compassionate and respectful. As a noble man, you show love to your wife, to your children. You tell your wife, I love you. As a noble man, you show appreciation. You are thankful. You look at your wife's eyes, at your partner's eyes, and you say, thank you for being my wife, my partner, my friend, the mother of my children. Thank you for cooking. Thank you for doing all these beautiful, great things. Always appreciate. And you also show compassion as a noble man. Compassion means to suffer with the other person who is going through a painful experience. And as a noble man, you also show empathy. You put yourself in the shoes of the other person. So this is what we call LACE. Love, appreciation, compassion, and empathy. A noble man is like a mirror, reflecting support and clarity to one another. What one sees on others is what one is. You are my other me, and I am your other you. Anything you do to me, you do it to yourself. And anything I do to you, I do it to myself. In la cage a la kin. This is a Mayan saying. Once again, what one sees on others is what one is. You are my other me, and I am your other you. Anything you do to me, you do it to yourself. And anything I do to you, I do it to myself. In la cage a la kin. So now, a noble man lives these values honestly and with love. As a noble man, you determine to really understand and apply these values for your well-being, for your family's well-being, and for others' well-being. So once again, these 7 principles are the ones that Ricardo, Carrillo, and Jerry Tello developed back then through the Círculo de Hombres. Once again, a noble man lives these values honestly and with love, with fidelity. These 7 principles are part of, what men are supposed to be. I mean, these are not the only principles that men are supposed to take into consideration. These are just ways of being. It is a choice, right? It is a choice. These 7 principles, I believe, are very valuable. I mean, if we read them every single day, and then we practice them, obviously, we are going to continue improving our, commitment to remain being noble men with word. Continuando siendo hombres nobles con palabra. Okay, so the first one is a noble man is a man of his word. This is the first one we are just covering today. So we are going to have Palabra part 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and I don't know how many. But obviously, your assignment would be to, get more, get yourself into the significance of this first, principle. A noble man is a man of his word. Always speaking truth from your heart with honesty and integrity. So what does this mean to you? A noble man is a man of his word. Hey, your assignment would be to write down this in your notes and then maybe write a page. What does a noble man with his word mean? A noble man is a man of his word. What does that mean to you? This is the first principle. A man of his word. The expectation of giving and keeping your word as a noble man signifies, means, indicates that you confirm your integrity and dignity as a noble man. Following through your palabra is also a manifestation of the consistent and serious commitment to keep your word. Once again, following through your palabra is also a manifestation of the consistent and serious commitment to keep your word. Giving and keeping your palabra is compromising your confidence toward accomplishing your stated support and healthy plan with your family, with your children. A man of your word, a man of his word, un hombre noble con su palabra, de su palabra, means that from now on he's going to use his words of love, his words of appreciation, his words of compassion, his words of empathy, his words of understanding. I mean, no verbal abuse, no screaming, no yelling. No. You're a man of your word to provide support, confidence, and always creating a safe space for your family. Un hombre noble con palabra, decente, decent, loyal, honest, faithful to his wife, to his children, to his family. So, a man of his word. A noble man is a man of his word. Mm-hmm. So I want to thank you for your participation. And remember to keep doing your breathing exercises. Breathe in, breathe out, calm, and stay focused. Living a life free of violence. See? Breathe in. And breathe out. One more time. Breathe in. One more time. Breathe in. Breathe in. Thank you for your time. And thank you for your participation. Please continue doing very well. Keep your spiritual balance. Remember? Keep your spiritual balance. Do personal reflection. Do meditation. Breathe in, breathe out. Emotional balance. Continue taking, self-control, self-regulation. Manage your feelings in a good way. Physical balance. Stay healthy. If you drink alcohol, start drinking less until you stop. Take a walk. Eat healthier. Stay active. Always create a safe environment for your family. And mental balance. Mental balance has to do with your strength, with your fuerza, with your knowledge, understanding, application of the wisdom that you are gaining day by day. So, I already covered a topic on, the 4 directions based on our experience. As Sun Bear says, whatever the colors or whatever the animals, sacred animals from each direction. Well, these are the traditional, sacred animals and the traditional colors. Other tribes or other, ways of practicing the sacred medicine wheel may have different colors, may have different, different sacred animals. But the main thing is the spiritual balance, emotional balance, physical balance, and mental balance. As long as we keep these 4 principles, these 4 balances, we are going to stay focused, balanced, and going through a process of healing, right? Okay. So thank you for your time. Our next topic is going to be Nobleman with Word Palabra Part 2. Okay. So make sure that you always take your notes, and if this topic applies to you for an interesting, session that you may be or program that you may be doing, please do the form. Okay, do the form under the comments in this YouTube video, or go to RioCounselingCenter.com webpage and you will see the form too. Thanks for your time. Bye-bye.